Today, the V&T lives on in Carson City at the Nevada State Railroad Museum. The people who run the historic V&T equipment in Carson City face some of the same challenges as the original V&T crews. The Virginia and Truckee Railroad raised money and incorporated in 1868. On March 2, 1868, the Articles of Association were drawn up. From the start, the plan was to connect the Central Pacific Railroad in Reno to the Comstock Lode in Virginia City. There was $1,000 of stock issued for each mile of the proposed railroad. William Sharon and D.O. Mills were prominent V&T directors whose names live on in history. In the early days of the Comstock Lode, teamsters were used to haul the gold and silver ore to the mills of Carson Valley. As ore became harder to find, the cost of transportation limited the miners' profits. The railroad was created to control the cost of transportation. On the Secretary of State's document is the Nevada State Seal from the 1860s. There was a controversy about the seal. People thought the smoke from the train and the mill should not blow in different directions. While here in windy Nevada this was possible, today's state seal has the smoke blowing the same way. While most people think the V&T revolved around Virginia City, Carson City was very important from the start. The locomotive shops were built in Carson City and lasted until the late 1900s. Originally, the line connecting Virginia City and Carson City was completed in 1870. After 1880, Mills, Bliss, and Yerington founded the Carson and Colorado Narrow Gauge Railroad. The C&C connected at Mound House to service more active mines further south. By 1906, a new line of the V&T ran south to Minden. Originally built to haul ore, the V&T took on the characteristics of a public utility. By 1872, the link to Reno was done, and the V&T connected the Central Pacific to Virginia City. Many of the names of towns that sprang up along the line are still familiar: Franktown, Washoe City, Steamboat, and Huff Acres. In addition to the Reno connection to the Central Pacific, the Nevada-California-Oregon Railway Depot in Reno provided a connection to the points north on the NCO. By 1904, with H.M. Yerington as the superintendent, the Virginia and Truckee ran 2 trains a day between Virginia City and Reno, Nevada. The express train moved passengers between Reno and Virginia City in roughly 3 hours. Before the Minden line in 1906, passengers at Carson City could catch a stagecoach to Tahoe, Gardnerville, Minden, Alpine, and Mono counties in California. At Mound House, Carson and Colorado would take passengers to stage connections to Bodie, Bridgeport, the Cerro Gordo Mining District, Panamint Valley, and Mojave. The V&T made many rich, but also had far-reaching economic consequences beyond northern Nevada. Money flowed to employees like the master mechanic, apprentices, hostlers, machine men, melters, molders, handlers, laborers, carpenters, and of course, the engineers, firemen, brakemen, and conductors of the train crew.